Welcome back. Well, to most people, the thought of having enough money to buy a home can be a little bit frightening. However, 38% of renters could actually be homeowners, but they're not. So Blake Fason, a Lakes area expert and real estate agent at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties, is here to explain. Blake, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you.
Always great to be on the show, Chris.
Love having you on, man. So talk about how 38% of renters could be homeowners.
Yeah, well, I mean, many find the prospect of owning a home, kind of out of reach. But for many homeowners, or home buyers, it's a lot easier than they think it's going to be. A recent study done by the National Association of Realtors found that 38% of renters nationally could become home buyers. But here in Fargo-Moorhead, we're always a little better than average. Actually, 46.8% of home buyers in Fargo, or home renters in Fargo, can afford to be home buyers. That same study also said that the average American spends about 29% of their monthly income on, their rent pay or their mortgage payment. In Fargo, we're doing a lot better there, again, at that 20.5%. They kind of factor this, with our local home prices, local income levels, as well as today's extremely low interest rates. There's only one catch, and that's you need a 10% down payment to qualify.
Okay, so what are your options if you don't have 10%?
Well, there's a bunch of ways around this. So an FHA loan, the minimum down payment is only 3.5%. Conventional loan is only 3%. I do find that most mortgage lenders like to see around that 5% mark, so I would kind of factor on that. But then USDA and VA loans have 0% minimum down payment. The catch there is you need to either be buying in a rural area or be a veteran. They do have a 2 to 2.5% funding fee on those, which is more of a closing cost than a down payment. So while I'm on closing costs too there, that's also a big expense that kind of adds up when you're purchasing a home. A lender is going to charge at least 1% of the purchase price in one form or another. You have title work, property taxes, etc. The list goes on and on and on. So just make sure you have a good 2 or 3% in cash reserves to kind of cover those costs. Also, you can kind of negotiate with the seller to cover some or all of those closing costs, but nothing's kind of set in stone there.
Okay.
And after that, good credit history, good employment history goes a long way too.
I got about 60 seconds left. So how do you get this process started, and what are some of the benefits of home ownership?
Oh, well, the list is endless there. The average home appreciates at about 3 to 5% a year. You have pride of ownership, home equity. The list kind of goes on and on there. If you kind of think of what your rent was about 5 to 10 years ago, it seems pretty cheap, right? Well, you get that fixed rate mortgage right now. You're going to be paying that same price 5 to 10 years from now. So a big payment now is not going to be such a big payment later.
Yeah, that's a great point with where the rates are at. I got 15 seconds left. How can people get a hold of you, Blake?
Oh, just give me a call. My phone number is 218-329-1095.
Great stuff. Blake, we appreciate it. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Have a good one, Chris.
Thank you. All right, stay with us. We got a lot more coming up right after this.